Okay, hello everyone. Okay, so the next program in chapter 3 is color mixer. Okay, so the colors red, blue, and yellow are known as the primary colors because they cannot be made by mixing other colors. And when you mix two primary colors, you get a secondary color as shown here. When you mix red and blue, you get purple. When you mix red and yellow, you get orange. When you mix blue and yellow, you get green. Design a program that prompts the user to enter the names of two primary colors to mix. If the user enters anything other than red, blue, or yellow, the program should display an error message. Otherwise, the program should display the name of the secondary color that results. Okay, so this program is going to ask for two primary colors, okay? And the options for the primary colors are red, blue, and yellow. Okay, so the user has to type in either red, blue, or yellow for color 1 or red, blue, or yellow for color 2. And the program is going to state the resultant color by mixing the two, okay? So what happens when you mix those two colors? The program is going to say color 1 mixed with color 2, it gives you this color, okay? And all that's based on the colors that the user types. So we've been actually given the options here. So the options we have are red, blue, and yellow. So these options here, when you mix red with blue, you get purple. When you mix red and yellow, so on and so forth. We've been given that here. But when you mix, when you do this, the only combinations you get are is what is stated here. Because red and blue, in this three colors, okay, we have red, blue, red and yellow, blue and yellow. That's it. Because red and blue is the same as blue and red. Red and yellow is the same as yellow and red. Blue and yellow is the same as yellow and blue. And you're done. We've already done red and yellow. Basically, with these three colors, these are the combinations you're going to get, and we've been told the color we're going to get from mixing them. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. So I'm going to first. The program starts by saying this: design a program that prompts the user to enter the names of two primary colors to mix. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with that. Let's ask the users for the two primary colors. So I'm going to call the input function, and what the input function does is it asks the user for something and allows the user to type in something. So I'm going to say, please enter enter primary color 1. Primary color 1. I'm going to put the colon in a space, and this input function is going to ask the user to enter something. And basically what the user types is going to be returned. And once the user types in something, we need to store it in a variable. So I'm going to go ahead and create a variable. I'm going to call it primary. Let me space this out. Primary color 1. You can call it just color 1, but I'm going to call it primary color 1. So what the user types in primary color 1 over here, after this question, is going to be stored in primary color 1. Now we have to go ahead and ask for primary color 2. Now it's going to be the same as this line, so I'm going to go ahead and copy this line. It's going to be the same as this line except for some factors. So all I have to do is just change primary color 1 to primary color 2 and change the statement to please enter primary color 2. Okay, so after this, these two lines run, we're going to have color 1 and color 2 stored in primary color 1 and primary color 2 respectively. So after this, we'll have the color stored in these variables. So now we can go ahead and test on them. Okay, we have the combinations here, so we can go ahead and use that. So I'm going to go ahead and create an if statement. Okay, so it said when you mix red and blue, you get purple. Okay, so that means if the primary color 1 is red and the primary color 2 is blue, you get purple. Okay, but the user can also type in blue first and then red second. We need to write an if statement or code to handle that, that as well. So because it can be vice versa. The user can type in red first, blue second, or blue first, red second. But let me go ahead and try the first, just one-sided, and I'll explain the second-sided later on. Okay. Sorry about my cough, by the way. All right, so we are assuming the user typed in red and blue. Okay, it's because it said when you mix red and blue, you get purple. So if primary color 1 is equal to, now I'm using double equals to compare. I'm using double equals for comparison. If I use 1 equals, I'm assigning what's on the right to what's on the left. But if I'm using double equals, I'm comparing what's on the right with what's on the left. So I'm just comparing to see if it's equal to something. So if the primary color 1, okay, what the user type for primary color 1 is equal to red, okay, in quotes because it's just a string. If it's equal to the string red, okay, and at the same time, the primary color 2 is equal to the string blue, because red and blue here. In that case, let's go ahead and print that. Since we have the value stored in the variables, we can go ahead and use the variables in the statement and say primary color 1. Oops, my typing is bad. Primary color 1, I'm going to concatenate it to a string and say primary color 1 mixed with I have the value stored in the variable, so I can go ahead and concatenate with the variable and say primary color 1 mixed with primary color 2. I can concatenate it with another string and say is purple, like this. So whatever it is the type of primary color 1 mixed with whatever it is the type of primary color 2 is purple. So if these are typed in red and blue, it's going to read red mixed with blue is purple. Let's try it. So I'm going to go ahead and save this first. I can debug it, so it wants me to save it first. So I'm going to save it in the folder where I store all the Python files. And I'm going to create a folder for it. I'm going to call it Color Mixer. And I'll call this Color Mixer.py. Okay, so it says please enter color 1, I'm going to enter red. Please enter color 2, I'm going to enter blue, and hit enter. Now it says red mixed with blue is purple. Okay, now I want a space after the question so that it's not too jammed together. Okay, so to do that, now when you call the print function like this and you type in something, I'm just going to go ahead and type in random stuff, and you run this program, after it finish asking the user the 2 questions, it's going to print the statement before printing the result of the 2 colors being mixed. So I'm going to run this, enter red for color 1 and blue for color 2. Hit enter, and you can see that it's after the 2 questions I asked, it prints this thing here, and then prints the result. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when you call the print function, by default it ends with a new line. Okay, by default when it prints this line, whatever comes after this line is comes after. It's displayed on the next line. Okay, the next line after this. Okay, because by default the print function ends with a new line. Okay, it ends with a new line. Whatever it follows this print statement comes under it on a new line. That's why this came on a new line after this line, after this string here. Again, I'm sorry for the cough. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and delete everything because I want a new line. If I call the print function without typing anything in there, I'm not going to display the string because I just I pass in nothing into the print. Into the print function, I pass in no argument, or I left it blank. I left what's in the parentheses. I left it as nothing. So in that case, it's just going to print nothing. But because the print function ends with a new line, there's still going to be whatever comes after it is going to just be displayed on the next line. So by just typing this, I have an empty line, printing nothing. But because it's a print function, whatever comes after it, it's going to be displayed on the next line. So I'm going to run it. Just for us to see red, blue, and hit enter. And now we have a nice line here with the results. Red mixed with blue is purple. Okay, so now let's go back to the program. So this is only when the user types in red for primary color 1 and blue for primary color 2. Now what if the user typed in blue for primary color 1 and red for primary color 2? That can happen. If I go ahead and run this program and I say blue for color 1 and then red for color 2, I hit enter, nothing happens because we don't have code to handle that. And it can happen, because the question said if you mix red and blue, you get purple. It's the same thing as mixing blue and red. I mean, blue and red, red and blue is the same thing. But just for if the user types in blue first based on this program so far, and then red second, it wouldn't have any code to handle it. So we can go ahead and type, create an elif statement, and say if the primary color one is blue and primary color one is we can go ahead and say, or create another elif statement and say if the primary color one is blue and the primary color 2 is red, then still print that it's purple. But that's going to be we can go ahead. That's going to be an extra step. We can go ahead and fit all in this if statement and have it done once. Okay. So I'm going to surround this with parentheses. So that's going to be the first side of this with the red and blue. Okay, red first, blue second. And I'm going to say if this is the case, if primary color 1 is red and primary color 2 is blue, that's one case. I'm going to say or, meaning I'm going to create another condition, or it's going to be the same as this. Actually, let me copy the same thing. It's going to be the same as this, and hit and then paste it. But this time I'm going to switch primary color 1 to blue, and then primary color 2 to red. So by doing this, I'm saying if this primary color 1 is red and primary color 2 is blue, that's one condition. Or primary color 1 is blue and primary color 2 is red. So it's either this or that. It's either the whole of this or the whole of that. Now you realize I've crossed this line here. I'm just take this away. I've crossed this line here. I don't know if you can see it. This line is just a guideline for me not to exceed 80 characters on a line. I don't want to exceed 80 characters on a line. That's like a Python thing, and it's just helping me to try to keep 80 characters on a line here. So I'm going to go ahead and break it. And before I break it, before you break anything in Python like the line, you have to type a backslash. Actually, I don't want to exceed it, so I'm going to break it somewhere here. Somewhere here, and see if it doesn't give us any problems. Before you break anything, you have to type a backslash. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter like this. Okay, so let's try this and see. And I'm going to run it. So first I'm going to type in red like we did. Red first, blue second, and it says red mixed with blue is purple. Let's try the other way around, blue and red. So blue and then red. It says blue mixed with red is purple. So it's working for vice versa. Okay. First is if the color 1 is red and color 2 is blue. Okay, that's one condition. Or if the primary color 1 is blue and the primary color 2 is red. Okay, vice versa. All right, so we're going to do the same thing for the other ones. The second thing we are mixing is when you mix red and yellow, you get orange. So if color 1 is red and color 2 is yellow, or color 1 is yellow and color 2 is red, we get orange. So in order to do that, let's go ahead and create an elif statement. It's like an else if statement in other languages. So elif, elif, and I'm going to create a condition here. I need a parentheses. It's basically going to be something very similar to this. I'll change the values. I'm copying this and I'm pasting it here like this. So elif primary color 1 is equal to, this time it's red and yellow. We're mixing red and yellow. It's equal to red, and primary color 2 is equal to yellow. Or I'm going to paste this again. Or primary color 1 is yellow, vice versa, and primary color 2 is red. Okay. And again, I'm going to go ahead and break this like the first one. And before you break it, I type in a backslash and hit enter. So in that case, then we are printing. I'm going to copy this theme line. I'll change the values. So I'm going to, if that's the case, I'm going to hit a colon here. I'm going to hit enter. Okay, hold on. Before, no, yeah, I need to actually take it on the next line, like this. Yeah, so I hit the colon, and then in this case, we're going to print primary color 1 mixed with primary color 2 is orange. Okay, so if the primary color 1 is red and primary color 2 is yellow, or the primary color 1 is yellow and the primary color 2 is red, then we're getting yellow. We're getting orange. Okay, so let's try that. And you said red and yellow, right? So red first, yellow second, and we're getting orange. Red mixed with yellow is orange. Now let's do it the other way and say yellow first, red the other way, and it says yellow mixed with red is orange. Now we can go ahead and even try the first one and say blue first, red second, red mixed with blue is purple. Oh, so blue mixed with red is purple. All right, so let's do the last one. I think the last one is when you mix blue and yellow, you get green. So let's follow the same idea. Hit enter over here. It's just going to be an elif statement. And I have everything copied in like the previous thing I copied here and copied in the clipboard. So I'm going to go ahead and paste it. Oh, that's just a print statement. I'm going to copy this here and I'll change the values. So I'm going to paste it. If the primary color one is, we are mixing blue and yellow. So first if it's blue, and second if it's yellow, or I'm going to paste it again if it's yellow this time around and then blue. So let's see, blue, yellow, yellow, blue. Okay, so that's fine. And I want to break it because I don't want to exceed this line. So backslash first before I hit enter. In that case, we want to go ahead and print statement saying that color 1 mixed with color 2 is green. Okay, so I'm going to, after this, I'm going to put a colon, hit enter, paste the statement, change it from primary color 1 mixed with primary color 2 is equal to green, like this. But the program also said that if what the user typed is none of these, it's none of these combinations, right? If it's none of these combinations, then the program should display an error message. Okay, if the user enters anything other than red, blue, or yellow, the program should display an error message. So all we have to do is call the else statement here. Oops, else statement here. Else meaning that if what the user typed is none of these combinations, it's none of these combinations. If the user typed in red and let's say black, because we don't have any code that's handling that. If what the user typed is none of these combinations, then go ahead and print a message. And I can go ahead and just copy this. I have it copied actually, but I'll go ahead and copy this and paste it. In that case, and print and say we can say what one of your colors, or you can say at least one of your colors is not a primary color. So at least one of your colors. We can even say, because we'll have the values in the variable, we can use it in the statement and say at least one of your colors, and we can put a comma and display the colors. Primary color 1, primary color 1, I'm going to concatenate it with a comma. We can even use a statement to say at least one of your colors, red and we can say at least one of your colors, primary color 1 and primary color 2. Okay, concatenate it with another string and say is not a primary color. So at least one of your colors, concatenate it with a first color, concatenate it with a string and say and concatenate it with a second color is not a primary color. Okay, and again I cross this line, so I want to break it, so I'm going to break it somewhere here, put a backslash and hit enter. Okay, so let's try this and see what happens. And this should basically fix it. So we're going to try the combinations vice versa. We're going to start with the first combination. So let's try red and blue is the first combination. Okay, so red, blue, and we're expecting to see purple. So it says red mixed with blue is purple. Second, blue and red. It says blue mixed with red is still purple. Okay, let's try the next combination, which is, I can look from the code, but I just want to show you. When you mix red and yellow, you get orange. So let's try that. Red, yellow. It says red mixed with yellow is orange. Let's try the other way around. Yellow mixed with red. So yellow, red. Yellow mixed with red is orange. Okay. Well, let's try the last one, which is when you mix blue and yellow, you get green. So blue first, yellow second. Blue mixed with yellow is green. And let's try the other way around. Yellow, blue. Yellow mixed with blue is green, so it works. Now let's try one color as not the primary color. So let's try red and black, and hit enter. And it says at least one of your colors, red and black, is not primary. It's not the primary color. Let's say red or black, just to make it sound nice. At least one of your color, red or black, is not the primary color. Red or black. Okay, before that, it's a comma here. It's not the primary color. Okay, so let's try again. Indigo and yellow, and that should say at least one of your colors, indigo or yellow, is not a primary color. And that's true. Indigo is not a primary color, so it knows when we didn't enter a primary color. So yeah, so this program works. And yeah, if you have any questions, please comment down below, and I'll do everything to respond to them. Thank you very much for watching, and take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time with the next program. Bye bye.